Why do businesses need design? This video hopes to answer that question with the help of my two friends, Bob the businessman and Dave the designer. We'll follow them through their product development process to see how Dave's kind of thinking can bring more innovation to Bob's product line. Research. Everyone's first step. Bob conducts his analysis using a very linear approach. First, Bob gathers data. He uses a variety of methods, including market analysis and focus groups, usually held in a conference room. Now, he'll insert his data into a spreadsheet or stats package and report his findings. Dave also uses user interviews, but his approach is quite different. His first step is to perform some hands-on research. He and his team will set out to experience the customer's perspective. This is called empathic research. At the same time, Dave and his fellow designers will spend quite a bit of time observing users as they interact with products. Although they share some similarity to a focus group, the major difference is that Dave's interviews are conducted in context. Rather than asking questions survey style in a boardroom, Dave's interview will happen with the product, where the person would use it. The problems they discuss here will be more detailed as the person walks through their usual routine with the product. Problem identification. Using the information gathered, both Bob and Dave will now try to focus in on the main problem they found. Because Bob's research has been based on linear data collection, he is more likely to fall into common business traps. He may find similar products in the market that he can undercut. He could see an opportunity to re-engineer a current product in a similar fashion. This could mean picking apart features and a possible aesthetic revamp. He might even use his data to make assumptions about customers that will lead to a product direction. Dave's approach is different because his research has been all about understanding the experience of using a product. Now he'll return with his team and brainstorm everything they've learned. Nothing will be excluded from these sessions, and people will share all their observations and user issues. They'll have the products they are talking about all around them. This way they can quickly show each other exactly what they're talking about. Communication. The way designers or business people communicate to one another is quite different. Business communication is pretty standard. Bob here is using a PowerPoint presentation to communicate his ideas. Again, this really stems from the kind of research he's done. His presentation consists of words, sometimes charts, and graphs help him showcase his data. The odd spreadsheet is usually thrown in there, and just a lot of number crunching. Dave the designer communicates with clients and colleagues using a variety of tools. He'll use a lot more visuals to express himself. He might even utilize video or animation to convey an idea. His focus is based on users, so he'll include some profiles. For Dave, it's all about empathy, getting inside the head of the customer. Dave may even use direct experience to help him communicate. Here, we see he's getting his clients to get some hands-on contact with the product. Development. The product development stage will now take place. Bob's business works in a very structured way. They use a ladder system that is task-based. In other words, each person has a specific task and they don't stray from their discipline. In many cases, engineers and marketers will struggle to meet criteria. The marketers outline features and price points, and the engineers have to fiddle with the technical details to make it work. This approach leads to adding features, subtracting them, or re-engineering them to meet finite goals. Sometimes, designers are brought in at the end of the development process to pretty things up. Dave and his team work very differently. Their collaboration exists across all disciplines, and there is no hierarchy. In these sessions, a biologist has just as much influence as a CEO or product designer. Brainstorming is the main tool for all designers, so obviously there will be tons of this. Again, all ideas are welcome. Even something that might seem ridiculous can lead to a new direction no one has thought of. They'll utilize quick sketching, lots of sketching. Rapid prototypes will be used to test ideas. Every prototype is an opportunity for the team to learn something. Dave and his team will explore so many avenues that they will intimately understand the pros and cons of every aspect of their product. To conclude, Bob's business approach has followed a step-by-step process. As a result of this linear process, they'll proceed in a similar fashion for each and every project. Success of a project in the business world is based on very finite, measurable goals. Most important, of course, is the bottom line. Dave and his team don't follow such a structured process. Their nonlinear approach also moves from step to step, but sometimes they'll fall back to research or problem identification if they have a new idea to explore. Innovation isn't so clear-cut, so they can't work within a rigid structure the way Bob does. Success for Dave is not based on the same criteria. It is based on user satisfaction and peer recognition within the design community. Innovative ideas don't just appear out of thin air. They come from hard work. As Thomas Edison said, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. The design process is the methodology for the perspiration part. Businesses that work with designers from the very beginning of the development process can achieve innovative solutions that are tailored to the real needs of their users.